press record on GarageBand. Oh, no mas. Check, 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 check. We are live, we are live, we are live. Whew. You got your coffee? It's on the edge. Sorry, I was in here trying to make a beat.
So can you move that?
I'm trying, boo-boo. I'm trying, boo-boo. We're already recording.
Thank you.
So, I wear many hats. I was trying to make a beat last night. Buenos dias. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today's episode is brought to you by some of this Chingo Bling coffee. Oh, if I could just reach it without falling over. It's called Red Pill Blend. Very exclusive. It's not even on my website. I can't go
There's not?
It's not even on my website. Go to my website right now. You still can't even find this. So you got to let me know if you really, really want it.
Then how do they get it?
You can go to Grind Ops Coffee Co. These are the people I partner with. Why don't you
have a link to it on your website?
I'm waiting on my people, all right? We're a small team. I'm waiting on my people to set it all up. So because I'm going to put the beard oil on there. I'm going to put some new hats on there. But anyway, you can go to chingothemerch.com. There's a lot of stuff on there. However, the coffee is not. I got to get y'all primed and ready to enjoy some of this coffee. Let me see. We got a couple comments. What's up, man? The homie Juan Salazar. He said, look alive, Raza, look alive. We're coming at you live. Shout out to everybody tuning in after the fact on Facebook. Right now, we're live on YouTube. Later on, this will go on Facebook. It'll go on Spotify. It'll go on Apple Podcasts. Nelson Quintanilla, he's up and early. What's up, brother? Saw him at church yesterday.
Church was good yesterday. Mm-hmm. What a good message it was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was very good. He talked about the movie.
Our friend Israel joined us.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good. Great. It was a great family day yesterday. We got some comments. Good morning from Moreno Valley, California. We're about to get the show started. Just waiting on some of these. We're trying to blow up this YouTube channel, so obviously it's not going to be as many people on here as there normally is. So, sorry, Facebook. You're going to get this video later. So, I was just showing. Should we dive into what I just showed you?
Well, let's start with at least positive.
Let's start positive because my blood is already going. I'm already caffeinated and everything else. Everybody gather around, get your drink, get situated. It's time to inhale the good stuff. Exhale the bull. Boop. Little sensor. Boop. Andale. Sip, everybody. It's Cafecito Time. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I will be signing bottles of Pai Tequila June 10th at Specs.
2410 Smith Street.
The flyer is getting made as we speak.
From 5 to 8, y'all.
Yeah, good. Hey, we waking up, y'all. This is like live for real. Live for real. And
the other day, I was in here in my bata.
Right now, you rocking her apparel.
It's an old shirt.
I know. This ain't even in stock. Everything we got is exclusive right now.
Actually, I think it is, but it's only a 3X and 2X.
You only got a few sizes left, so.
Yeah. And I have a pop-up this weekend, y'all. If y'all are in Houston and y'all are watching, come by Flea at Silver Street, 2000 Edwards. I'll be there from 10 to 5, Saturday and Sunday. Come support local. You don't just have to shop me. There's other vendors there. But do come visit me.
Yes. Tell them one more time. That's when? This Saturday?
This Saturday and Sunday, I will be at Flea at Silver Street, 2000 Edwards Street, from 10 to 5.
So just check out Marisol's Instagram. I'm sure you'll give them a little bit, like, details and all that.
I just did.
I know, but in case, baby, don't get no attitude just because it's early.
I didn't. I just said.
I literally just gave them the address, I literally, that's our daughter's favorite word. I literally just told them it's Saturday and Sunday. I'm saying in case they're still waking up and they want to follow up and go remember. They don't remember Silver Street, Platinum Street, Gold Street, Bronze Street. You all right?
It's itchy, y'all.
We're off to a great start this morning, y'all. I'm gonna let you take over. Where do we begin?
I thought you were going to do the video.
Okay, let's talk about that then. I'm just making sure you're good. So, we were trying to figure out what kind of topics to dive into. And I woke up early, I made some coffee, and I said, man, let me just start reading a little book. And I started reading the book that you have, which we still haven't finished. It's called The End of Gender by Dr. Deborah So. And it's fascinating because I don't know how many years, maybe it came out like 2 years ago or something, but like she's just on there tackling all these myths of how some of these parents behave where they want to raise babies and, they want to show how they want to virtue signal that they don't want to force any gender typical toys, gender typical names, gender typical colors. All the rooms are like grayish, you know what I mean? Like you can't put no pink or no blue. Don't But she points out all the hypocrisy of like, okay, so you're saying that, and it gets real confusing. So I just recommend just go getting the book. But there's a lot of double standards of like, see y'all, this is live for real.
Sorry, y'all.
Hey, confession, I ain't even brushed my grill yet. I ain't even splashed water on my face yet. But we trying to be consistent. I'm gonna make it to jiu-jitsu after this, and I'll be nice and awake by then and sweaty. But anyway, the book is called End of Gender. So then I opened up Twitter. I said, you know what? We're going to do Cafecito Time. Let me look at Twitter. And this screen right here is cracked, so I can't even show y'all on here. But basically, it's footage. It's footage of, I don't know who was filming. If it was a student, maybe. Maybe it was a student.
Would you think that that's an elementary school or junior high school? Because they look a little grown.
They look like 5th or 6th graders, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
But some of them kids too look like 4th grade, so I wouldn't doubt that it was like elementary. Even though I didn't in that particular clip, I didn't see pre-K. But let me explain the clip so y'all know what the heck we talking about. So it's a clip on Twitter. I dare not retweet it because I got a show coming up, House of Blues, and I don't want nobody getting triggered, like had nobody protesting outside of my stuff. But it's like footage of all the kids going into the class and like a bunch of teachers like celebrating, I guess, Pride Month as if it were 4th of July. Like everything is rainbow. The windows are covered. They're handing out flags. Other kids are in there greeting them with flags. There's like a arcoiris, like almost like a quinceañera, like they walk through it like a little parade in a classroom. Justin Timberlake's playing, I got the dip, I got the dick in my feet. And then they're like, woo, happy, like a baby mini pride parade in this government school. So I never realized the dangers of indoctrination and government schools. But you got to remember how impressionable these kids are. And they wouldn't dare do that about like, yay, Christianity, or like, yay, America.
Yeah, so I feel a certain kind of way about that. If you want to have a Pride Day, I don't have a problem with that. Not at school, but I'm saying like in general. If there's a Pride Day, like the Pride Parade that they have, and I'm talking about maybe not currently, because currently they're going all out to where they're having men with a dildo just kind of strapped onto them.
Hold on. You're talking about
an actual parade.
Not at school.
Not at school. I'm talking about the real.
Okay,
like
clarify.
The actual parade at, they have
like for example, if you went to Boston, it'd be like somewhere like downtown or something.
I don't know the reason for a whole month. I've yet to figure that out. So I think that was the president that
Obama put that in there.
That did that. So I don't have a problem with you having one day to celebrate. I do have a problem with back in the days, man, if anybody is gay and y'all are watching, I'd love it if you commented and said, refresh my memory, but I'm almost positive that back in the days, there was a portion of the parade that was for family oriented only. Like, for example, I think it was like from noon to like 4, it was a family event. And then it was like 6 to like midnight. It was
and then the freaks come out at night. What?
So I don't know why they took that rule away, because
it's like, yeah, who decided to blend it all to where it's like it's gonna be kids, but it's gonna be some dildos too.
Again, I'm talking about like 2006-ish. So that's like a long time ago. Because in my party days, I mean, I did go with my friends, who were gay or are gay. I shouldn't say were, because they're still living. But
unless they change their mind.
But you know what I'm saying? So I don't remember it being this like in your face type of thing. It was just really like, I don't know. I don't know what we need to have it in school either. I mean, y'all have a problem with prayer in school, right? Because of the fact that not everybody may be Christian. And I totally get that, right? Because I personally, because I'm not Catholic, I wouldn't like it if Catholicism was, pushed on my child at school. Do you understand?
Yeah, but
So why is the school okay with pushing this pride agenda at school? I don't understand. Like why is that allowed? But whatever your religion is not like, you know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't have a Baptist day.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm
because
saying?
they get offended. So
Yeah.
they done pushed God out, prayer out. I mean, when I was growing up, it was a different type of indoctrination. It was like positive brainwashing. You know what I mean? It was like I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Well, look at what Nelson is saying. Nelson says the real rainbow has 7 colors, but the alphabet flag got 6. Let that sink in.
I'm not even too sure.
Me either.
I don't really. I don't.
I think he's telling us.
Yeah, I know, but I don't understand if there's like why, if there's meaning behind that. Oh, is he trying to say 6 as in devil?
Yes, yes.
I wouldn't doubt that demonic forces. I mean, they really do got a Church of Satan out there. I wouldn't doubt that they would try to co-opt and try to use any form of like division to try to weaponize it.
I think we can all agree that somebody in your family is gay or has not come out as gay. Would you say?
I mean, I'm sure that's possible.
Right,
it's a lot of that.
and so obviously you're not going to love your family member any less for being that, right?
Correct.
So I guess my problem is where and when did this craziness begin to where they want to just shove it in your face? Because call me crazy, but I feel like it honestly happened after this whole shutdown.
Yeah, I think
it was that in your face before that.
Yeah, it might be a coincidence. Like it was already something that was
brewing,
pre-planned. Like for example, it's almost like some would argue that you inching towards. Like now we're at the point where John Leguizamo can't define what a woman is. He's all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I don't know what a woman is. Yeah, I guess you could just.
I guess what is his wife?
I don't know. I don't know if he's married. I don't know what the heck he got going on, or I don't know what. I think he's just a useful idiot. Like he just kind of goes along with, oh yeah, that makes sense. It sounds good. Like I'm a virtue signal. But I feel like, for example, Target, they had been pushing like, oh, it's just a little rainbow crop top. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about that. You know, a few years ago, oh, it's just got a little rainbow section. And now they done made it tuck friendly. You know, onesies, chest binding. Like now it done went from a month, and you're gonna see some rainbows during this month. You know, don't mind us. Go ahead, get your Starbucks, walk around, get what you got to get up out of there. Now it's like, statements about trans stuff. Like now it done went further. It's past rainbow. Now it's on triangle rainbow with the circle with all the colors. So we got a super chat. It's lit on the YouTube. It's lit on the YouTube. We're about to read it right now. Bam. We were going to go live on TikTok, but we're going to do that next time, Wednesday. Joseph Supermax Rodriguez, thank you for the super chat. He says, me and my wife love y'all's show, guys. Also, I'm a captain and a moderator for another boxing podcast. Get with me if you need a YouTube mod.
Ooh, yes.
Okay.
Can you send us a message? How do we get in touch with him?
Man, you need to be a member of the Thea as well. Maybe he can email...
Me?
Email Marisol at chingobling.com, and you could show me how to set you up as a moderator. We have a few members of the Thea. I'm sure they'd be down to back us up from time to time. Yes, KG Obando. He says, man, we got more people watching than we got likes. So hit that like button.
Wait, is this one of your people?
KG Obando?
I think that's my girl. Real Deal Kathleen.
Oh, that's Real Deal Kathleen? Okay.
I think that's Real Deal Kathleen.
Okay.
Is that you, Kathleen? Ooh, now let me talk about her real quick, guys, if it is her. She is at every rally you can think of fighting. Mm-hmm. Okay. She goes out and passes out. Her and her husband remember when we went to go vote? They were out there with the
Army, what's her name, Army?
Yes, with
About
Alexandra. Yeah,
De Moral.
The Moral. So they were out there. What do you call it? Just like super duper supporting and making sure that the future is not crazy for their children. You know, and I can appreciate somebody who does that galore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, Harris County. It's unfortunate. Alex de Moral Mueller. How you say that? Mueller.
No,
It's a shame she
Mueller.
didn't win. I
It's
voted
Mueller.
for her. Who?
Mueller.
That's what she said. Another super
Because you were
chat.
trying to make fun of me, remember?
Yeah, I was like, my wife does not know how to say Miller. Another super chat. Thank you, sir. Joseph.
See, it is my girl. It's a her world soldier.
Her world
See?
soldier. She threw up the.
You know what I'm
She
saying?
threw up the. She threw up the HWs. She threw up the her world HWs. Joseph Supermax Rodriguez with the super chat. He says, "I am in the Patreon on captain level." Okay, bet. I'm getting familiar. The homie Nelson on there. He talking about the elections and what he thinks really happened. Again, we're on YouTube, so I don't even think I'm allowed to talk about. You're supposed to say, the way it went down, there were no shenanigans, there were no malarkey ever. Not one piece of nobody cheated.
So I did want to talk about something real quick, and hopefully that doesn't kick us off because we're on here, right? But I met this lady, y'all, just randomly at the store this weekend. And we were
At
just
the Hive?
at the Hive. If you're in Houston, guys, I'm also inside the Hive. 2431 Rice.
Hey, puro comercial aquí. Okay, anyway, so you were at the store.
So I was at the store, and this lady, which I think is a good subject, right? So, you know, I tried to sell everybody's stuff because there's 12 of us in there, and I was explaining to the lady how one of these, the kids' soaps that we carry, like how it has no chemicals, you know, why she started this brand and so forth, right? Was because she didn't like all the junk that was in our soaps and stuff for kids. And so she decided to come up with this brand, right? And so then out of nowhere, she goes, yeah, and you shouldn't be either in your body.
Talking about.
Yeah, that's
talking about the jab.
If you're watching this, then you know what I did. But if you're listening, you know, it's the JAB. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm not getting set up here, so I'm not saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Because the last thing I need is for somebody to, you know, call out the Hive for a conversation that I had.
They'll
you
call
know?
you anti-vaxxer.
Yeah. And so I just kind of was like talking to her, and she just started telling me like, crazy thing is because I've been hearing this more sunscreen, about not wearing sunscreen. And I said, okay, let me ask you a question, because I said, I've been hearing about this a lot more lately. And I just like, I haven't taken the time, I'll be honest with you, to do my research on the sunscreen. I heard a podcast where this guy said the only reason that we get a sunburn is technically because of the food that we put in our bodies. That's where the reaction begins. So it's the sun hitting you, and then whatever crap we've been eating and it's the effect of that. So that's what he was explaining, right? So I was like, okay, that kind of, I can see where that makes sense, right? But then this lady, as I'm talking to her, she's like, and do not ever wear sunscreen. And I said, okay. I said, let me hear your take on it, right? So again, she goes on about the chemicals and blah, 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 and how, you know, she was just kind of saying sunscreen gives you cancer, is what she said.
Okay.
And so she said it's because also the same thing, it's the chemical. So basically we're absorbing the junk that's on there. So what she was saying is wear a long sleeve when you're outside. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to the beach, buy the bathing suits that are the long sleeve, wear a hat. And she was saying God designed us to take in vitamin D, natural vitamin D. So it's just us, you know, wearing like things to protect your body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not chemicals. Yeah.
Not chemicals. You know, so she was saying like, whatever you do, don't wear it. Don't fall for the okie doke. And I was just like thinking to myself, damn, we've gone I carry sunscreen, I'm not going to lie to y'all, in our pool bag. You know what I'm saying? Like when we are out there, the first thing I do before we go outside, I think I was this past Thursday, we took the girls to a splash pad. And And I did bring the sunscreen, and Chingo and I looked at each other. I was like, what do I do? Do I put it on them? Do we kind of risk them getting a sunburn? I don't know what to do. And so I just kind of like, I kind of just said, okay, real quick. I just went, I sprayed them because you're still so paranoid about it, you know? And if you've had a sunburn, you know how sucky that feels. So I was just thinking like, okay, we got to come up with something. If there is, but then I heard there's a mineral sunscreen only, almost the same way they make the mineral version of the deodorant. Supposedly there's a version of that as well. So I'm going to see
if in 10 years, they're going to be like, did you use mineral sunscreen? You may be entitled to compensation.
I don't know, but.
Well, I mean, that's the world we live in. It's a lot of confusion, chaos, disorder, disinformation. I mean, you can have a theory about everything, but I do want to pivot into this. Last night, Marisol and I did a very important thing, which we're going to do over and over again, like we used to, right? Mm-hmm. Like we used to, which was meal prep. Like how many menus or meal plans you think you own?
Ooh.
It's a lot.
I mean, I bodybuild for 3 years.
Yeah. So basically, as a nutritionist.
So I have at least over 100 menus.
Damn. I wouldn't doubt it. I was gonna guess about 57.
Mm-hmm. At least. I mean, imagine 3 years. They constantly change. Towards the end, they change every other week because we're trying to adjust the body. You know, your way you look. And then we have travel menus that she's given us.
And plus, you get bored too, and then sometimes we'll be like, damn man, we just been eating whatever. We was over there eating de la barbacoa. You know what I mean? We just been eating what the kids eat or whatever, and then we're like, we got to get back on it. Mm-hmm. We got June 16th coming up. That's 2 weeks, and then Marisol will be like, well, which menu you want to do? There was one that had tacos for dinner. What about the one that had cauliflower pizza for lunch? And what about the one that had the waffle with the egg? And we end up falling off again. But last night, we put in the discipline and the system. Look at that. Juan Salazar. Side note, love the vibes and lighting. Bam. So the point is, people like to talk about, like Marisol, she did a viral, I think it's going to go viral. Juan Salazar did the edit of you talking about like, you were being transparent saying like, yo, I feel like I'm discombobulated. I feel like I fell off. What happened to my discipline? I'm trying to find the motivation. And basically like what we did last night in terms of, all right, you make the breakfast for tomorrow. You get the lunches going. We'll figure out dinner tomorrow. That key step is the key step to sticking to the diet, mm-hmm. Dropping the weight, putting on the muscle, whatever your goal is. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we have plenty menus. It's just a matter of like executing. Like, is that half a cup of rice? Mm-hmm. Did you put the cauliflower and the broccoli in there? And did you weigh that chicken? Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll just use that chicken for now, but next time. And that's really what it comes down to. Like all successful people, whether you're Big Cinnamon, anybody that's successful, they're like really good at being disciplined. So
100%.
Just wanted to share that.
I wanted this K Drixel.
Go ahead, click it.
Okay, how do I do this?
What's that show?
Ah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you clicked the wrong one.
Okay. 100%. So this is a very big thing also with my midwife. Grounding is very important. I let my girls outside barefoot, and I know that looks like everybody thinks that's trashy, but I also liked walking around barefoot when I was young. So I would play outside. My mom would be like, pareces India. Like, why are you running around with no shoes? Like, you have shoes, go put on shoes. So, because my mom's thing was they were poor, so they didn't have shoes, right? So they had to like make work with what they had. So then she walked around barefoot a lot to save her shoes. It was her story, right? And so maybe that's where my obsession with shoes came from, because we always had a bunch of different shoes. That's what it was. That's where it began. Bro, did I just have therapy with myself right now?
I'm trying to figure out what's my excuse. But go on.
Wait a second.
Because I got a story about shoes too, and feet,
and so.
ground.
So I've always liked it, but I don't know, for some reason, even my sitter will sometimes say, like, don't let them walk around barefoot because it makes their feet whiter. And then I was like, ooh, I do have kind of white feet. I was like, maybe I did do this to myself, but I still let them play outside barefoot. Like, their little feet will be black underneath, right?
Yeah, they'll lay down with it. That time you just see the bottom of the feet, like,
damn.
Yeah. Damn, Chingo Bling kids, boy. Don't let them find out that's Chingo Bling kids' feet. So, my story about that, about grounding and health and superstition is, when I had tonsil issues like my whole life till I got them taken out. So I was a sickly kid, always on antibiotics, always had a fever, was always fighting off something. Ay, las anginas. So we'd go to Mexico, and of course I'd have shoes on, and a lot of these other kids, they run around, barefoot in the dirt, and they were grounding, right? So my dad made a comment like basically saying, like, look at these kids, man, they poor, they run around in the dirt, and they'll never get sick. And I'm like, damn, bro, it ain't my fault. His theory, and he was right though. I think he had a good point, which is like the earth and being in contact with dirt and different, I guess, I don't know, microorganisms and different environment. Just I don't know, but basically he saw like there was some value in exposing yourself and playing and getting a little bit dirty. Like, like for example, how much hand sanitizer did they shove in our face during this whole debacle? Mm-hmm. It was obviously, you want to stay clean, have your hands clean, but like you don't want to overdo it with cada rato a los niños, échate sanitizer. It's like, bro, just get soap and water and chill out with all that.
Yeah.
Catch a toe, a chair. The other homie Scribe from the Tia, he says, Chingo walk around barefoot and he'll catch a toe, a chair. We don't know about those toe. What is that, toe, a chair?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But anyway, I see a few members.
Like, go hit yourself on the toe? Maybe?
Catch a toe with a chair? Not too sure.
So but I am going to thank my midwife because shout out to RIP to my midwife, Afua Hassan. And then my other midwife, Frances, who were both amazing. But I learned a lot from both of them, from vaccinations, how my first midwife, she said to me, I said, how do you feel about vaccines? And she said, legally, I cannot tell you what to do, but I can give you some resources for you to do your own research on, and that will be up to you and your husband to decide what y'all want to do. And so then I think we chose to follow a totally different approach to vaccines, although we're kind of talking right now about no longer finishing any other ones because the girls have a physical this month, and it'll be they're always behind on vaccines. Just an FYI, I always have to bring a paper.
Make sure
fitness school, I had to bring a paper that said why she was behind, and I go to a vaccine-friendly pediatrician that was also referred to me by my midwife, and that's why we go there. I mean, y'all, it was really that serious because our insurance didn't even cover our pediatrician, and we were paying out of pocket. But when I attempted to go to the pediatrician that was assigned to our insurance, they wanted to vaccinate my girls, or at that time it was only Penny, vaccinate Penny all the way through, so that she would be caught up before they could take her. And I was like, how the hell am I going to let you just give her all kind of vaccines all at once? We're not going to know which one, because this cocktail thing is kind of new, where they'll mix a few of the vaccines together in one. But when you do that, should your child have an allergic reaction or something happen, you're not going to know which one it was because they're mixed together. It's a cocktail.
You got to start saying V's. Don't say that word on my page. You get my whole channel nuked. That's how you know. That's got to be a red flag. The fact that you can't even really talk about some of this stuff. But yeah, I agree. Like the V's they used to give people back in the day.
I think those were live, right?
I think it was like the whatever virus they were trying to protect you from or whatever illness. It was like a live version. Now le meten metals, and it's you don't know what you're getting.
All right, so I do have a question for everybody watching. Okay, so the lady that I was talking to that on
At the Hive.
She thinks, y'all, that STDs were kind of given to us through the V's.
Through the V's.
Yeah, through the V's.
They put them in you.
Meaning, right? Whatever they gave you was so that should you create that virus or that disease or whatever, it's boom, going to happen immediately because they already gave it to you in a V.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
What
do you think? I don't know enough to.
I'll tell you what I think about certain theories like that. I'm curious as to what proof they have and how they formulated that theory. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could show me and you could present me like your logic as to how you can even study that or measure that, or like, are you saying all STDs? Like, some people actually really be out there spreading STDs. You know, you don't need no V for that. So.
And you know what else she told me? She said there's a whole group of underground people because they feel that should they be very outspoken, that they will be kind of,
What?
Like they're going to be marked by.
On a list?
On a list, yeah. So there's a bunch of underground meetings, y'all, of parents who are against the V and who are part of this group, and they're doing their work so that you don't have to. They're trying to push a law that will not require you to have any V's at all. No, even if you birth in a hospital, because when you birth in a hospital, immediately they'll give you. Penny never had those. But Sunny, because she was born in a hospital, unfortunately, we didn't give her those either. So I didn't want her to have them. So,
because sometimes they're so little and they trying to like jam them with like, oh, you got to take these 5 and you do for another 3.
Yeah.
And then come back in 6 months. We're going to put these 2 up in you. And then this one here got 3 in them in 1. Yeah. So really you getting 6. And it's like, bro, they weigh 15 pounds or something, 20 pounds, they little.
If you're watching and you haven't yet, Ricky Lake from like the 90s, did a documentary about the V's. It's a very interesting, documentary, and something that she kind of talked about was mistakes that can happen. And there's a lot of people who have been, what is it called?
Injured?
Yeah, V injured.
Side effects?
Yes, V injured in a lot of ways. I know someone whose daughter took the flu V and ended up paralyzed, y'all. And then, so she is no longer, she didn't know because she's from New York, that in the state of Texas, you can actually have an exemption to where you can have that. And you file for, the exemption to not be V'd at all. And so, and they'll have to take you to, the school has to take you because you have the exemption. So I think in California, it's an absolute no. You can't go to school. You're screwed. And so, but if you are in Texas, there's an exemption. I'm not really sure like all the rules and stuff, but I am gonna have to start looking into it because I'm kind of leaning towards not having that. So maybe I'll have more info on that as time comes by. You know who? I think Just Tier doesn't V her child. I should ask her.
Somebody mentioned Jamie Foxx.
Ooh, yeah.
I heard another theory. So the initial theory is that Jamie got the shot because Hollywood was requiring everybody, if you trying to be in a movie production, like a huevo, a fuerzas, you got to get it. And allegedly, like he had a side effect which may or may not have been associated with that particular shot. And now he's like partially blind and like lost control, almost like a stroke and blood clot in the brain. I don't know, y'all can fact check me. But like there's a lot of rumor, like sources near Jamie say, like someone that's friend of the family say that this, and then I think Mike Tyson even came out and said some shit like, yeah, it was because of the shot. But there's another layer to the theory, which is Jamie and Leo DiCaprio, when they were shooting Django, they were witnesses I know I'm saying a lot, algorithm, so chill out. They were witnesses in a situation where, remember Praz from the Fugees? He was Lauryn Hill, Wyclef, and then the other guy, Praz.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Praz from the Fugees was like a Fed and a double agent spy, like a foreign agent.
Oh,
like,
so that is true?
Yes. So basically, Praz from the Fugees was involved somehow in getting like millions of dollars from China and getting it to, I think, the Obamas. What?
Well, everybody learn who's watching how to sign this country real quick, so that when you're watching, you don't say it and we don't get.
Okay. On down to the hip.
Mm-hmm. So boom.
Left
boom,
chest, right chest,
boom.
right hip.
That's the C word.
That's how you say that country. But if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can't see what she just did. But anyway, that's a whole other theory that, like, allegedly because he's a witness, now he's partially blind. I don't know. Maybe that's just two different situations. Either way, we're gonna pray for Jamie because he's super talented and very entertaining, and it'd be a shame if he wasn't al 100.
Yeah. Robert De Niro has a good one about what?
Probably
another documentary.
Yeah, there's a clip going around too of Jim Carrey. Y tenía la novia, la güerita. What's her name? She was like big in MTV. She was like a playmate.
Jenny McCarthy. But her son is vax injured, and she swears by it, and they call her crazy. Also,
her son has autism or something like that.
Yes. Also, Joe Rogan had someone on his podcast, and Joe Rogan's like, "So you're telling me absolutely not? There's no way that you can be vax injured." And that autism doesn't come from vaccines, that's all made up, that supposedly this scientist's, or whatever he is, daughter also has autism, high-functioning autism, and they're like, it didn't come from the vax. Okay. And Rogan was basically like arguing with him like, bro, I know friends that for a fact know that this happened from the MR, one of those, I forget, I think that's when you turn 12 months? I forgot. No, 2 years old, I think.
Yeah, that's the one like rubella.
It's a little bit older when you get that one. But I heard that's what supposedly he's saying that's not true. And like Rogan was like, wow, I really find that odd because my friends, I don't know why my friends would make this up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a very interesting world we're living in. I know I can for sure say that it's totally different from, what we grew up in, you know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking on all aspects, not just in what we're talking about, but like the crime is hella crazy.
The devil is busy.
The devil is super busy. Busy.
And a lot of people, I can't believe, like, a lot of people, we had this conversation with Israel, our friend Israel, whose father was a Pentecostal preacher, right? Pastor, growing up. And Marisol also was a preacher kid, right? PK, represented PKs. And basically the conversation we were having at lunch after church was like how can people not see so many instances of good versus evil and like spiritual warfare? They rather attribute it all to, it's just culture war. It's just different people with different opinions. It's like, yeah, but if you zoom out, sure, some of the people at the ground level are just useful idiots, or they just have their little movement of what they believe. Like right now out there in California at North Hollywood or Glendale, it's the parents versus a bunch of people that believe that those parents are trying to hate on them for their sexual proclivities, right? Okay, so let me just make my point because I want to make sure I'm making sense. I have a hard time understanding why more people don't see the spiritual warfare aspect. Like, for example, we just said the devil is busy.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of chaos and disorder and division. But some people only want to attribute it to just politics and culture. It's like, well, it's just, corporations trying to be woke and, this and that. It's like, bro, how more people have not accepted God is beyond me. Maybe y'all not to the point yet where you just start to really peep game. But anyway, this is Cafecito Time. I am on tour. Next tour date is right here in my city, June 16th. Get your tickets now. We should get a ticket update.
Oh, yeah.
Just so I get nice and nervous. Like, oh my God, we're almost there. Really looking forward to performing. And last night I found some old footage of me performing. Like, I wish I could have a time machine and go back and talk to my younger self and just be like, bro, we got to work on this show. Like, I found old footage of like just some, I don't know what small towns I was in, but it's just like, oh my God, this y'all are like in this nightclub, and it was very. I used to be ratchet. I'm ratchet recovering. It's just, you just got to see it for yourself, Marty. So you can understand.
Well, I mean, I think we were all kind of ratchet at one point in our days.
It's like it was what it was, but I wish I could have just went in there and just be like, bro, this ain't even the right venue. But anyway. Francisco Southern says, can't wait to see you in Denver.
That's coming up, right? July or August?
I don't remember the date, but hit up my
September.
Yeah, I don't know.
Boy, I went July.
After Houston, we have Oklahoma City. After Oklahoma City, we have Chicago. People asking how can they sponsor.
Email us at
marisol@chingobling.com. Somebody sent me some Cash App last time. I was very excited about that. They asked me to Cash App. I posted it. And somebody sent me some money. But I think we're going to head out now. What is your next obligation?
So I'm going to go work out. And then I'm going to go record. I have my own podcast being recorded today. So. Her Lounge Podcast.
When do those episodes drop?
Wednesdays and Fridays is a private episode for my Hard World Soldiers only.
Las patronas.
Well, no, everybody get it. Oh, I think chingonas and up get it. Just comadres don't get it. Or maybe they all get it.
So for those that don't know, she's mentioning different tiers on her Patreon.
Yeah, so we're comadres, chingonas, and patronas.
So you get more access.
Yeah, more access. So.
For sure. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great day. Get your tickets if you're in H-Town. Tell a friend. Do not miss it. June 16th. It's going to be epic. We will be signing bottles of Pi Tequila June 10th. So we got a lot of stuff going on in the city. Mm-hmm. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We will see you guys Wednesday morning and Friday morning.
I just want to say that we went up to 30 eyeballs today.
Yeah. We getting the YouTube popping.
Which is kind of good.
Yeah, it's early in the morning. We got people, Matt Dog checking in from the West Coast. He said he want to take some donations as well. But thank y'all for tuning in, man, coast to coast. This is Cafecito Time. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Ahí los guacho. Peace out. Have a great day.